Unholy union of a race gun and a duty gun. Whoever wrote that at Walther, bro, give yourself a raise and a spot close to the door, because that was spot on. And today we have that exactly unholy union. This is the Walther PDP Steel Frame. This is Walther's next generation, so to speak, of the Q4, Q5. Before we get any further in the review, let's go to the range and shoot it. In this video, we'll discuss more about this unholy union. Before we get too far on that, let me tell you a little bit about what I do here at RDR. We're a soft goods manufacturer. We specialize in plate carriers, placards, chest rigs, a full line of professional grade canine gear, and of course, our ever popular Safari line holster mods, holster wraps, and holster accessories to support and enhance the performance of your Safari Land duty holster. All of which you can find on our website at rdrgear.com. Now let's talk about the PDP Steel Frame. This pistol, man, oh man. So I owned a Q5 for some time. My only gripe with the Q5, I didn't like that it had a low capacity. Now, 15 rounds is not low, but you couldn't really do much in the mags. You had to get some base pads, all that kind of stuff back in the day. But this now having the full size magazines, magwell, all steel frame, wraparound grip, this sucker is just awesome. And I'm gonna go through it top to bottom. So let's talk about the trigger first. Trigger is what makes these Walther PDPs what they are. The dynamic performance trigger is what you could buy prior to the PDP Pros coming out. You could buy the trigger, put it in your standard polymer PDP. I don't believe, and this guy's, I'm not gonna get too deep in the review on this one, but I am gonna share with you some first impressions because I have some questions on the gun that I wanna take to SHOT Show with me and ask Walther. And by the time you see this video, Walther will have released the 4.5-inch version of the steel frame as well as the 4-inch version of the steel frame. Both pistols I've had here in the shop, the 4-inch is, man, that is just the most well-fitting pistol I have picked up in a very long time. I'm sure holsters will drop very soon. And if you're not really into the whole 2011 thing, that PDP steel frame and the 4-inch is definitely a pistol you should look at. And I'll bring you guys some pictures from SHOT Show. When we get back from SHOT Show next month, I'll do kind of a, Crispy and I'll probably do a trio video together, and we'll both shoot all three guns and kind of give you some pros and cons of what we think about all three, kind of not a head-to-head, but just shooting the entire trio of the 3 barrel lengths on the PDP steel frame. But the dynamic trigger, and the reason why I preface that I'm kind of do our first impressions, I feel this trigger is better than the current dynamic trigger that's in the Walther PDP Pro. As I mentioned earlier, this will be kind of an overview video. I'm not gonna go too deep into a lot. I'm gonna touch on some of the features of each of the gun, but I feel this trigger, the dynamic trigger, is better than this dynamic trigger because I don't know, maybe it's the color, the weight of the gun, I don't know, but man, I feel this one is nice, you know, but it is not this nice, right? And I feel there's a little bit of a difference in the steel frame versus the polymer, and that's why I want to ask some questions. But the PDP has the dynamic trigger. They have the super terrain features, and I guess it's a very unique way to describe them, because they're kind of peaks. This is why when we do our PDP mods. When people say the P320 fits the PDP, no mods, that is incorrect, because when you look at these super terrain features here, in regards to the serrations, they are kind of peaks, right? So the peak at the top here is the widest point of this slide. That is why it does not fit a standard P320 holster. It will go in, but you will be very difficult to get it back out. And that's why I do offer a holster mod. Now, we offer a holster mod for the 4-inch, the 4.5-inch, the Pro models for both those, but nothing for the 5-inch, because the 5-inch overall slide length is too long to fit in any current Safariland offering. Now, the host holster has to be a certain length. There are some companies out there who kind of chase my coattails, so to speak, and there are very few people who do a holster mod as well as I do. And I'll put my skills and my knowledge up against anybody out there, because I've been doing it the longest, and I do so many that my skill sets on a holster mod are second to none. The reason I don't offer the hack holster is because by blowing out the bottom of the holster, removing the muzzle plug, moving the light cap, all this weight of this gun sits on the AOS module. The AOS module is a coil spring. Once that anything, a car spring, pistol spring, whatever, once that spring is compressed and stays in a compressed state, that spring starts to lose its elasticity. Or when the spring is compressed and it stays compressed, all it wants to do is get back up again. It wants to expand. And once you take the gun out, it expands too fast, the spring snaps. That causes a catastrophic failure in the holster. That's why I don't do these hack jobs of pulling out the muzzle plug, pulling out the light cap, ditching all that stuff, just dropping the gun in the holster and you're good to go. That's the reason why back in the day when these guys were doing the 5-inch 2011 holsters with the 4.4 PDP or Staccato P Duo holsters, the guns would rotate and it'd bump the magazine fall out. So there are some limitations to what you can get. Just taking your money will be something I never do. I'm never gonna sell you a 6 when you paid for a 10. So unfortunately, the 5-inch, I do not have a solution for the 5-inch yet. SHOT Show's 2.5 weeks away by the time, be after SHOT Show has this video, but hopefully there'll be some options for the PDPs from Safariland. We'll discuss that when we get back from SHOT Show. The grip texture on this gun is phenomenal. I really, really like it. I also like the fact that it's a wraparound one piece. This duty texture that you see is just grippy enough to where you feel it, and when you grip that pistol, it doesn't have much movement. Also, the fact that lock grips, again, makes a wraparound grip module, I should say, that comes over the back. They make several different palm swell widths that just make, and they got colors, golds, blacks, greens, or blues. Really allows you to make this pistol your own, which I really like as well. The gun is optics ready. I chose to use the Armor HD, and they'll have another review on this very shortly. I wanted to put the HD on here simply because I had not found a pistol yet. I've had this HD for almost 3 months now, 3.5 months. I haven't had it. It was on all kinds of random pistols, and it just looks weird. But with the PDP, it looks very cool, very clean. The takedown notch right here, or the step down notch, I should say, of the front face matches kind of the grip angle here. Super, super clean. And it really pairs nicely with the PDP. The bigger window is nice, all the controls, etc. And I'll have a further review on the HD in the near future. Optics plates, as always. This one came to me with an optic plate in the bag from Walther. Walther did send this gun to us for review. So I'm going to assume that when you guys buy these, you'll do the QR code again to scan the QR code to get whichever plate you need. On these guns, it's nice. It's a Glock style front sight and a rear sight. So literally pop these out and put any suppressor height, co-witness sights, what you want to use. Very simple process. You can use anything. I prefer Mariglows. You can get some just plain blacked out sights or a fiber optic front, night sights, whatever you want to do. But irons to co-witness for the gun totally up to you. The more I shoot guns that don't have these, the more I notice I really don't need suppressor height sights. Co-witnesses are going to be a preference for you guys. Don't go down the rabbit hole of trying to perfectly match the certain height with a certain dot. Most of us aren't ever going to put a dot into a situation where it would fail. Therefore, I don't really think you need to spend too much time and money on iron sights. Again, it's preference to you. However you choose to do that, approach that situation, that's on you. This pistol is definitely a match-driven gun. When I got this one here, I'll back up. Last year, I didn't get to shoot many matches. Business was growing. We're growing here. Things are changing. My brother and his kids, all those kind of things. Sometimes weekends, I'm here. But this year, I'm going to make more of a conscious effort to get out, shoot more matches, keep up those pistol skills, and even if I don't get to a match, I'll shoot more just basic range style training, and this will be one of the guns I shoot because the overall weight of this gun is very similar to my 2011s. The trigger is very similar for me in trigger pull and trigger press. And after shooting this gun for about 2 weeks now, I really do enjoy how this gun feels in the hand. I did modify a contact holster to fit it because the contact holster was made for the standard Walther PDP, and there are some dimensional shapes, this area I feel, that make it a little bit different. So the contact holster I have now, which we're using in the video today, and that'll be my match gun, USPSA gun, but this gun in its performance, trigger, overall weight, really does lend this gun to that person who's looking for a match USPSA pistol to kind of have that race gun feel in a duty style pistol. Price tag will be a little different for some. Some will wonder why you have to get too close to, I think it's an $1,800 MSRP or $1,900, give or take, in that price point. Granted, it's MSRP, so street price may be different, but you're getting a lot of machine work with this module. Magwell magazines have the base pads as well. So again, there are a lot of things with this pistol that lend it to the USPSA go fast scene, and of course you're going to pay for those features. Guys, that's all I got for you. If you like the content, you made it this far in the video, please like, share, subscribe. By subscribing to the channel, you'll be notified the next time we upload a video. Until next time, be well, take care.